Thank you. I just started my timer, so we'll be on time. Here's Edward Bear, coming down the stairs now, bump, 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 on the back of his head, behind Christopher Robin. It is, as far as he knows, the only way of coming downstairs. But sometimes he feels that there really is another way. If only he could stop bumping for a moment and think of it. And then he feels that perhaps there isn't. Anyhow, here he is at the bottom and ready to be introduced to you. Winnie the Pooh. You probably know him. And a lot of times I feel like him, just bumping, going through the week, through the days, through the month, through the projects, and just thinking that maybe there is another way to do things, and sometimes I think maybe there isn't. But actually what I learned in the past, and that's a few insights I want to share with you in the next hour, is that I learned that for everything, for every problem we have, there has been a solution, because thousands and millions of people had this problem or those problems before us. Just to give you a heads up, packing for the ROI, I didn't know how to pack my t-shirts, so I looked it up, and that's how I packed my t-shirts. Even for the small stuff,
oh my gosh, yeah.
There are solutions, so you can figure it out afterwards, and I can teach you guys if you want how to do it. So basically, in the next hour, we will talk about fight or flight reflex, about rats, about computer processors, and about how to become a millionaire. And I will share with you a few concepts, really short. It's really short time. And afterwards, I want you just to choose one of them, one of the insights, to try to implement in your life in the next month, in the next days, in the next weeks, just by applying it every day for a few minutes. And this is, if I should stop now, this is the lesson I learned. Just a few minutes a day, just think about the things, read about things, search for insights, and just think about it every time and do it every day for a few minutes, improving every areas of your lives. So that's about the t-shirt. You all know TED, yeah, the TED Talks. I heard an interesting statistics that actually 7 out of 10 TED Talks concentrate on personal development, and only 3 of them concentrate on changing the world and real big ideas like many of you present here at ROI. And I think it has the reasons why it is like this, because in order to change the world, to change and to launch big successful projects, we have to first manage our lives and manage our day-to-day and our responsibilities and our personal things, and only then we can do and go and help others and change the world. So 70%, it's concentrating on your own stuff, and that's I want to relate to the introduction. In my computer science years or my university years, I was doing a lot of things. I was leading the youth center in the Jewish community of Munich. I was part of this entrepreneurial project, which ate up about 20 to 25 hours a week. And I was studying full-time up to the point that someone, or one of the directors of this program, came to me and said, Ilya, you can't continue doing what you're doing, because you're not there. Like, you're there, but you don't deliver anymore. We don't see you with us. You can't finish the project and you can't finish the program successfully. So you have basically 2 options. You can quit, and it's okay, there are people who quit this program as well. Or you can just, we will give you the rest of the semester like a free time to clean your stuff up, and then we will give you 1 semester more to do it once again, and to maybe to implement new strategies and just to better yourself. So I chose the second one to be short, and this was the time 3 or 4 years ago when I really started to read about personal development and time management. And basically for me, time management is on this short topic of the whole thing of personal development. This is the topic I'm really interested in and reading a lot. And so then I started also to implement these workshops for the students over there to share my ideas and to share the problems of the others, because I realized that everyone has the same problems, no matter how successful or how many or how little things we are accomplishing every week. And I started to cut down a few things at first, up to the point when I had to finish my studies, because I was almost kicked out of the university, because in Germany, if you don't study in the right time and doing the right amount of credits in the amount of time, you get kicked out. So I got a warning, a big red letter saying that I have to come to the counselor and enroll to the kind of program which will help me manage my progress. So I did it, and then to make it short, I changed my phone number, I quit Facebook, and I just focused on for a year and a half on finishing my studies, which I never thought would be possible. Really, I thought I will quit someday and do something else, but I did it, and I think what we just heard, the power of focus for everything, it's really, really important. So that was one thing that really helped me in this way. That's about my story, and now we'll just go to the first thing. I want to ask you, what do you think is the most important tool of your productivity or your accomplishments? The most important resource you've got? What do you think?
Google.
Google? Yeah.
For me, it's a website called selfcontrol.com. I don't know if anybody's familiar with this.
Okay.
I discovered it a few months ago, and I'm using it every day. And what it does is actually blocks Facebook, Gmail, and everything, or any other program for a limited amount of time. Let's say I want to compose for 6 hours, and I don't want to do any Facebook, but I'm not strong enough to decide that for myself. So I have this self-control. You may laugh, but it's actually very effective for people like me.
Okay.
It's very effective. So I book it for 6 hours, and then no matter what you do, you can turn on and off the computer, restart, uninstall the program, no matter that Facebook is not going to come alive.
Let's remember it for a few minutes later. Think about the resources you've got, like Google, but maybe globally, more global.
Maybe like time or something like that?
Yeah, time is limited. Yeah, it's the direction, I think. What else? I want to talk to you about your body. It's maybe counterintuitive in the first moment, but if you think about it, your body is your most important resource. If you are ill, or if you just can't do the things you do, if you can't think clearly, you can't accomplish anything. Sleep is the next point, or food. Sleep actually is considered to be more important than food. So it's the first point. I want to encourage you to try to change very, very incrementally.
I am down with that.
What do you mean?
I'm so tired right now. I'm going to sleep instead of have lunch. That's it.
Okay, how many hours do you guys sleep every night?
4.
A quick tip: there are mainstream numbers. There are mainstream numbers showing how many hours of sleep we need, and people say 7, 8, 6, whatever. I've got a trick for you how to figure out how many hours of sleep you need. Just on the weekend, on one day, go to sleep and don't set your alarm. If you then will sleep 4 hours longer than you sleep normally, it's a sign that normally you don't sleep enough. So figure it out, and you can really increment it in 5 or 10 minutes more every week, adding up until you get enough sleep. And really, 20 minutes sleep more can produce like an energetic bust that you've never experienced before. So that's the first thing actually. It's very basic, very who get to sleep, but really 5 more minutes or 10 more minutes, try it. It can work. The second thing for your body is your food. You know probably what I'm talking about healthy foods, and I wanted to introduce to you a concept of 4 kinds of foods, or 4 kinds of nutrition. What is food? For me, when I research it, basically food or like nutrition in general, for me is something which you intake, which has a biochemical impact on your body. So there are 4 types of things which have this impact. The first is, food, what we eat. And you probably experienced it that sometimes after lunch, if you get a big bowl of spaghetti or pizza or something, like a few hours after that you're just down. You can't think about anything, you are not creative, you just want to go to sleep. Then you get some coffee and it's okay. But for the long term, it doesn't help. So concerning the food, really the food which we intake, I have a very interesting basic concept of how to know what food is good for you. And it's the 3 phases of food. I can't remember actually where I heard it from, but it's genius. The phase number 1 is immediately after you had the meal. How do you feel? Do you feel well?
Stuffed.
Do you feel stuffed? Do you feel, did it taste well? So that's the first phase. The second phase is a few hours, 2 or 3 hours after the meal. How do you feel? Do you feel down? Do you feel up? Do you feel energized? Or do you feel just dead? And the third phase is 20 years from now. Imagine if you will have the same meal every day for the next 20 years. Which impact will it have on your overall health or accomplishments or energy level? And there seems to be a correlation between the second phase and the third phase. So if you eat something and you see that 2 or 3 hours later you feel really down and you don't get any energy from it, you just want to go to sleep, or you need tons of coffee to reimburse for this energy loss. So probably 20 years from now it won't do you any good. Experiment with your food and try to be aware what impact it has on you immediately after you eat it and 2 or 3 hours after you ate it. And if you figure out which kind of foods are good for you in the short term, 2 or 3 hours after you had the meal, stick with it. Probably it's the best food for you, and probably it will do you in general a lot of good and bring you energy and overall health 20 years from now. So that's the 3 phases of food. The second, the food is the first of the 4 elements of nutrition. The second one is the water, the drinks we drink. And I don't want really to go into it. You all know we need water. Just be aware of how much you drink and drink more. That's the basic concept. It sounds really very pathetical maybe, but it works. what I try to do sometimes is every time I want to get a drink and I want to drink something else than water, I just skip it and drink water. Most of the times I don't regret it. It feels really good. So drink water. Well, the third thing which we intake and which has a kind of chemical responses in our body is the air we take in. And it has to do with the environment we are sitting in. Like if you're sitting in the closed room and you don't open the windows, it's the one thing. You can just open the windows and have fresh air, or just go for a walk and breathe in fresh air. It gives you an energy boost and you can think again. But the other thing with air, and it's the thing you have the total power of, it's the breathing, how you breathe. Do you use all your lungs to breathe, or do you just breathe very, very, how do you say, shallow breathing? Like don't use all the capacities. And it's actually there are a lot of research about how breath impacts our energy levels, and in general there are two. Please correct me or please forgive me if I'm wrong. I'm not a biologist or scientist. I just read up these things, and things which seem logical to me, I just take them and I use them, and things which I don't understand I just don't use them. But there seem to be two nervous systems. One, it's sympathetic and parasympathetic, I think. But the one is the fight or flight system, and another is rest and digest system. So the fight or flight system is the nervous system which is responsible for taking immediate action to when we experience danger, that we just fly and run away, and it shuts down all the creativity and all the thinking resources. It just survive or die. On the other hand, the rest and digest system is really in control of our immune system, our digestion, our creative thinking, and there seems to be a correlation between how we breathe and which nervous system is activated right now. So if you breathe well, and as you did right now, just let's take a deep breath all together. Yeah, that's good, no? So if you learn to breathe well and right, it will activate the right systems, and actually it will have a real good long-term impact. So don't forget to breathe. So we've got the food, we've got the drinks, and we've got the air. And the fourth thing, and this is maybe the most counterintuitive thing in the nutrition area, are the emotions. Our emotions trigger as well some chemical processes in our brains which impact our bodies and our energy levels. You all know it when you feel just down and kind of depressed and kind of no energy. You just don't want to do anything, and you're in a really bad mood, and it's bad for the productivity. You can't accomplish things, you can't come up with funny things to say on the stage, right? You just can't do anything. So and we are really in charge of our emotions. Not to go really deep inside, I want to introduce you the smile effect. Think for a moment about things which give you good emotions, about people you can talk to, which immediately bring you to laugh or to feel good about yourself and in general. maybe a song which you can hear and which really boosts you up and gives you a really boost of energy and good feelings. Maybe a quote or a book or a movie. Really close your eyes now and think for a moment about something which gives you positive emotions and gives you positive charge. A person, a song, a quote, a book, a movie. Great. You can open your eyes. Write it down, please. Write down the name of the person, of the song or movie or whatever you just came up with. Write it down. The smile effect, and then next to the smile effect, write down what you just heard about it, because you will forget. So every time you feel just really down, call up this person, listen to this song, whatever you came up with, use it. It's really quick energy booster, and it gives me a lot. Okay, that's for the body. So we got 4 types of food or nutritions: food, drinks, air, and emotions. Think about the 3 phases of food. Remember to drink, breathe. If you think that one of the things is really important to you and that's what you have to focus on, just take it as a personal project for the next time and just research about this one thing. Be it sleep or food or breathing or just finding someone who gives you positive feelings. Now I want to talk to you about rats. Rats. Rat. A rat? Rats? Yeah. There was a study done. Yeah. Study rats. It's immediately you think about it. So a bunch of scientists they took rats and they gave them kind of a button to push or a lever to trigger. Okay. And every time they triggered the lever or they pushed the button, they got something to eat. Every 100th times of pushing the button, they got something to eat. And they measured, I don't know how they did it, the excitement level of rats. How excited they are about this thing, this food or candy they got. Every 100th times they push the button. And it seems that after a short while actually, the excitement level just dropped. When you get every 100 times you get something great, after a short while it's just not exciting anymore. But then they altered the experiment and they made this reward randomly. So it wasn't 1 in 100 times anymore. It was just between 1 and 100 times. So sometimes after 5 times pressing the button, they got the reward. Sometimes after 30 times, after 90 times. And they call this effect the random reinforcement. It's a long word. Okay, random reinforcement. It's how we all use technology. Yeah?
So I actually love this study and use it for my work, but I think the way they measured the excitement was just how long the rats stayed and pressed the button for the food. So the ones where it wasn't random, they got bored and left, and the ones where it was random, they would like stay for hours.
Great. Maybe that was it. Thank you. So that's the way we're using technology, in my opinion. So that's why I quit Facebook when I wanted to finish my degree. because that's what we're doing all the time. We're just checking on the emails and Twitter and everything. It's not exciting all the time, but sometimes it's exciting. We never know when it will be exciting. So we just keep coming back and refreshing and pulling the screen down on the iPhone, or I don't know if anyone does it anymore with the 5 button to refresh the browser. So that's what we're all doing. And yeah, technology, or I want to concentrate here on using emails. That's the way draining our energy, draining our time, and the time, as we said in the beginning, it's one of really resources. We get it for free, but it's really limited, and everyone gets the same amount. It's the most democratic thing we've got in our lives. Everyone gets 24 hours. Just how to manage it well. So back to the emails, email usage. Do you guys have some kind of strategy using your emails?
Like sometimes I follow it, most of the time I don't though. Like a friend of mine told me to just do an hour a day on email, so I would split it halfway, like 30 minutes in the morning, 30 minutes in the afternoon.
What do you do?
What do I do?
Yeah.
Like in life?
Yeah, like what?
I'm running a museum.
Oh, okay.
But that said, it doesn't normally work. But if you're really disciplined, then it could be good. Because otherwise, I'll spend my whole day in my email, and just instead of doing the tasks that I really need to do, I just answer emails, and therefore answer them for a longer period of time. That's one strategy, but I don't.
Okay. Anyone else? One more.
Twice at 10, 4 twice a day. You try not to do email the very first thing in the morning.
Okay. Yeah.
I don't have a strategy, but I'm on email like 10, 12 hours a day. It consumes my life. It's all I ever do.
Okay.
For me, because I can't not answer all emails until certain times of the day, so I always have push notifications coming to my phone, so I glance at what emails are coming in. But most I don't read, I just let them go, and if something comes in that I have to read, I'll answer it. But other than that, only between like actual other tasks that I'm doing, if I finish, a project I'm working on, then I'll take 30 minutes and answer all the other emails that weren't immediate.
Okay.
I have two phones, one for the work and one for my life. So I try in the work day, I try to only work with my work phone. So, but in the Friday at 5 in the afternoon, I close my phone work, and it's prepared to Shabbat or all the stuff, and I don't use my work phone at the Monday.
Wow.
So in the first time, I used to use all 2 phones in the same time all the day, and I have 5 different mails, 2 works, 1 voluntary work, so a lot of mails a day. But if you don't prepare the work and the life, it's very difficult.
Great. So I just cut it here. We will go forward. I want to introduce you the concept of inbox zero. Maybe you heard about it.
I've tried.
When I first read about it, I was scared. I had I joined Gmail in 2004. It was via invitations then, and since then I think everything was in my inbox. And every email I had to look up. I just knew I have to go back like 10 pages, and I will find it or use the search. And when I first read about Inbox Zero, and they said it's really great to use it with Gmail, I assume almost everyone uses Gmail. It's the best thing, probably. Yeah, so they said it's really it works really well with Gmail. You can just archive all your emails, and you will find them. And I was really scared about this concept. I never heard about archiving my emails, but in some point I decided to do it. I just archived all the 10,000 emails or something, it's been working. It worked great for me. So now I try to reach zero in my inbox every day. Like in the evening I have 0, in the morning emails coming in, try to answer them or to defer them, like maybe I need to deal with it in 2 weeks, so I just, there is kind of snooze button for emails. There are lots of add-ons which you can use with Gmail, which help you to stay productive. If you use iPhone or just another Apple product, try Mailbox. It's a great application.
What's it called?
Mailbox.
Or there's also Boomerang for the browser.
What is it?
So Boomerang lets you take an email and send it back to yourself in 2 weeks. So it leaves your inbox.
Oh, that's
Why I really love Mailbox, they were acquired maybe 1 month ago by Dropbox.
Oh yeah.
They're really, it's a really great application. You know,
Automatically, that's my question is like, I have a ton of unread like garbage mails, and I just don't click them. Is there a program that will automatically for me read every? You know what I mean?
yeah, you can automate, you can filter them out. That's actually what I did. I got maybe 30 or 40 different filters, archiving my this kind of emails, newsletters, everything directly, so I don't see them in my inbox.
There, because filter works.
Just delete.
After.
No, you can just retroactively activate your filter. You can run it on all your emails.
Yeah, if you create a new filter, you can apply it to all the
Pre-filter.
existing ones.
But like, I mean, this is for after we can talk about it, because it's like, you know, emails from God knows, like, you know, shopping things and whatever. Like, how would
You can
Delete
select
all
of
everything.
them.
Delete everything and archive everything.
5,000 emails a girl. I'm a big deal.
I'll do all for you.
Both?
Yeah.
For, for more. It's an email app on the iPhone, and why I love it, really, normal applications, they show this this badge. Yeah, you have 200 or 200 new emails, unread emails, but actually Mailbox shows you how many emails you've got in your inbox, not how many new or unread emails you've got. So it forces you, if you kind of crazy like me, that I don't like this batch notification, so I try to reach the 0, so they will disappear. So it really shows you how many emails you've got in your inbox, and it bothers me somehow that here I get emails and I can't reply to them, and so I got now a few emails in my inbox, and I can deal with it right now. And it has actually a very good functionality of postponing the emails, like remind me in 3 weeks, or tomorrow, or next week, or in 3 months, something like that, and then it disappears from your inbox, and it magically comes up to the right at the right point. Yeah.
But I would find to get my inbox down to 0 every day, the amount of time I would have to spend like filing those emails and figuring out when to defer to, like I would spend all day to get like every day with the volume of emails I have.
It's a one-time investment. Just trust me. And
what do you mean it's a one-time?
You have to set up a system for smart labeling and filtering. It takes a little bit of time, and I recommend you a great free program for only for managing your emails, and it's been great for me. It's called Revive Your Inbox.
What's that?
Revive.
Is that a phrase or like a?
It's a free online course on like 20 or 21 days course on really how to deal with your emails. It's really, really great things, and everything will. Yeah, it's.
I don't have time to sleep. That was my
Okay, so just if this is one thing you've got from here, just go to sleep.
And drink some water.
Yeah.
I'm on my bed, sleep, maybe eat something when I wake up, and then go read my email. Eat kale.
Okay. Yeah, let's comment on this, and we'll go on because we're running out of
Yes, there's all
time.
these systems, but it's also about changing the culture of the organisation you're working in, so people do less reply all. People say no need to reply. People say end of message if it's just a message that can be written in the subject line, so you don't need all these places. measures you can put in place just to reduce the amount of emails you get each day.
That's a great point, and you have, I think, actually to educate all the people around you that sometimes they will call you 5 minutes after they send you an email. Why did you get my email? I just wrote you. So what? Yeah, actually, I read someone an example of like emailing or calling someone. Imagine you have a conversation with someone. You're staying in front of them, and then someone just jumps in and say, "Hi, now I will grab you and I will talk to you." Like this is basically what phone calls are, or just emails which you open up during a conversation with someone. Oh, sorry, I've got an email. Got to go. Bye. You wouldn't do that. You wouldn't jump in front of someone who is having a conversation or doing something right now, right? Okay, that was about the rats.
Have you guys heard of the email manifesto? I
Yes.
haven't used it.
Great.
But it's basically like people started putting it, at the bottom of their emails when they send you something, and it has like rules. Like, don't send me an email longer than 4 sentences. Like, I'm not going to respond unless you explicitly say I have to respond. And unless it says urgent in the subject line, I might not respond for 2 weeks. So it just has like this whole thing.
That's great.
Like, you don't explicitly tell me that I have to respond. No, it's not offensive, but it's just like email manifesto.
Even if it is offensive.
Like if
It's
you're in like a
not-
non-for-profit or something, you're dealing with
I can't use
older
that.
people or something like that. Like you just, yeah, I'm guessing you probably couldn't use it in what you do.
But I wish I could use it.
Yeah.
I've been wondering if anybody here uses some getting things done software. I've tried to, I also dealt with very similar problems due to very large volume of emails. And I tried all kinds of things, and I read into David Allen and all this GTD methodology, and I installed OmniFocus. I don't know if anybody here uses OmniFocus. And
Too complicated.
I tried 10 different techniques in working with OmniFocus, and I dropped everything, and now I use a sketchbook. And
That's the best thing you could do.
Which is not necessarily the best. So I'm very curious if anybody here has a really successful system that they would like to share. Because I personally also have.
That's why we're here, man.
Maybe it's a great.
Because it feels to me. Anyway, sorry.
Matti, I'm sorry. Can we take it for after the session? I would really like to make an open discussion about how you guys are managing all this stuff. Okay.
This is great, my mailbox. I'm really liking it. Thank you.
Yeah, and they did. By the way, they did a great marketing. There was a line of people, people waiting to be accepted to get the downloads. Like I download the app, and it said 200,000 people are in front of you, and then it was updating every few seconds. Your number, so and so in the line. It was just great. Every few minutes I open up my iPhone.
So Mailbox is an iPhone app, but also an
iPad app.
Just
iPad.
Actually, to admit something, I didn't manage to make a presentation on time for this session. So yeah, that's why we don't have a presentation here. But I think we're managing quite well. I want to come. So I want to talk to you about computer processors, and I want you to take out your notebooks, your pen and paper, if you got some.
That's so nice.
If you need some, please ask your neighbors, because we are going to do an exercise.
Do we need physical paper?
Yeah. My brother found on Facebook a picture, like a list of things, which like it was a list things people would think you are stupid if you would say them in the 80s. I think it's one of them, like real physical paper.
Yeah. What do we? I've got scrap paper.
You need few lines to write. So take a piece of paper and divide it into 4 areas. Yeah, like this. Thank you.
I love doing this in class. Anyone else need?
Just like this, four lines basically. You need 4 lines.
4 lines.
4, like 1, 2, 3, 4 lines, yeah. And for the first part, it's an exercise. It's a short exercise. It consists of 2 parts. In the first part of the exercise, we'll be dealing with the first and the second line. So your mission will be to write down a sentence and write down a number sequence from 1 to 23, just sending numbers, just like this. You will.
Write a sentence.
No, I will explain. I will tell you the sentence, and when you are, let's assume the sentence is just writing Ilya, yeah? So for every letter I will write down a number. So I will go like this: E, I, 1, L, 2, Y, 3, A, 4. Okay? That's, so in the first line you will write down your sentence, and in the second line you will write down the numbers. In this.
The letters and the numbers have to match, right? So if you have 2 E's, they both should be like.
No. Just from one
Count the
sentence.
letters.
Just counting the letters. Yeah. So I will.
Should it be like a long sentence? Or just
Yeah, I will show you the sentence, and I have to start my timer because I want to stop the time. Okay. Don't start. Just read the sentence, and then I will say ready, set, go, and then you will start down writing. Okay. I am an awesome multitasker. That's the sentence. No. Don't start. So 3, 2, 1, go.
And the numbers at the same time when you're done?
Like letter, number. Just say finished if you're
Oh,
finished.
letter and number?
You said only up until 23.
Yeah.
It's 23 letters. I count.
So, but I thought, okay, I thought you shouldn't be finished. So sorry, I just slow to see that I thought you shouldn't be finished.
Okay, finished. Okay, last ones. So it took you 47 seconds on average. I just stopped the time somewhere in the middle. Okay, now we'll do the second part of the exercise, and it's quite the same. We will be dealing with the third and the fourth line, and you will write down the sentence, and you will write down the numbers from 1 to 23, but you will first write the sentence and finish the sentence, and then you will write down all the numbers. So, back to my...
That's what I did.
Yeah, that's what I
thought we were
Oops.
So sorry,
The other
guys.
way around, now, right? Just say that.
Yeah, okay.
We'll do it backwards.
Really?
We did it in the more efficient
I'm
way.
sorry, so it's probably I didn't manage to explain it to you in the right...
You probably did, but we just thought it'd be more efficient for you.
Jews. I do these workshops with Germans. They never do it. They do what I tell them. Okay, let's try it anyway. Who actually did it the way I explained it?
letter.
Yeah.
Letter.
Nobody did it?
I did it the second time around. I realized I was supposed to do letter number. It took me forever.
Okay, so let's do it anyway. As fast as you can, the text and the numbers.
No, what are we doing now? We're doing it
That's the
the
number.
second way.
We're doing it the way he wanted us to do it.
First way. Oh, sorry.
The first way. The second way, yeah?
Letter number.
The smart way.
Like, I want
No. The sentence. At first, the sentence, and then the numbers 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
But that takes 40 seconds an average.
We just did it.
Okay, just skip it, guys. Forget it.
But would it be different if we do the numbers?
The message is really try it with your friends. Try it with other ROIers who don't know this exercise. It's 50% of the time that you need to accomplish it the smart way, as opposed to write down the letter, the number. So why did I mention computer processors? Because that's the way the computer processor works. We think that it's working multitasking. We can browse the web and listen to the music and do different things. But actually, the computer processor is switching every time between tasks for just microseconds, I don't know. And the really big issue of the hardware manufacturer is to cut down the so-called switching costs. Switching costs between these tasks. We never think about it because the computer seems just to do things amazingly, but we can't do things like the way the computers do. And our switching costs are really, really expensive. So if you think about this really short and stupid exercise, writing down a sentence, really basic sentence, and the numbers just not the Fibonacci numbers or something, if you know what it is, or some different sequence just from 1 to 23, yes? It's just a stupid task, but it takes you twice as long to accomplish it because of the switching costs. For 1 second after every switch, you have to just think maybe half of the second where I am. Where am I? What's the next letter? What's the next number? Yeah, imagine if you are working on a project or you are writing you're being creative right now, and then you just switch for a phone call or for an email or something else, just another distraction. The switching costs are really great. It takes sometimes about 5, maybe 10 minutes to really get back into this mode of where you have been before you interrupted. So the switching costs are really, really, really a big factor influencing our focus and productivity. And for me, the best thing was to just disconnect and to work in. I think Matti, you mentioned it, in chunks. Now when I have to get work done, some kind of creative work especially, I use the 50-10 methodology. And it says work for 50 minutes without distraction. I turn off my cell phone. I close my browser if it's not something I have to do on my browser. And then after 50 minutes, alarm goes off, and I make a break for 10 minutes. I just go grab a water. Yeah.
Can I ask a question? Have you heard of Pomodoros?
Yeah.
Sorry.
Thanks. That's a great thing to start actually, because if you tell 50-10 to someone who never did it, or 6 hours, wow, it seems to be just a lot and overwhelming. So start small. There is a principle called Pomodoro principle, like from this kitchen tomato timers. It works 25-5, but you can try it if you never did something like this. Try 7-3. Try 3-2 or 3-1. I don't know, just try it. Really, I can't manage to really clean my apartment every time, or just I do it once a week, and then I see it's really overwhelming. But sometimes I just make a timer for 4 minutes or 3 minutes, and I see how much I get done in these 3 minutes. Actually, when I do this kind of workshops, in just a longer extended version, we actually work for 15 minutes on the stuff everyone has to work on, and the feedback is, out of 15 minutes, it's really amazing. In 50 minutes, people get done, and they say they get done things that they were postponing for the last, I don't know how many times. Yeah, that's just close yourself up. Buy you a little timer. Don't use your iPhone. Go online. Buy a small timer for $10, maybe $5, and use it old school. It's really great. You have a question?
I was just gonna offer a tip that I use. I'm really big into not having switching costs. So in my office, I don't want my coworkers to be talking to me when I'm in the middle of a task. So what I do is they know that when I have my headphones on, like, don't bother me unless it's really important. So like if I'm in the middle of something, put my headphones on, and that communication is really clear. If they're on.
Are they noise canceling?
They are, but sometimes if you don't have those, it's okay. The Apple Buds are fine. It's just a good tip that works for me.
It's not like a red flag, green flag. Like red flag, don't put any phone calls through, don't come talk to me.
Yeah, but also just, I feel like the communication is really important.
Right, privacy please.
For the ones of you who work with teams or really have to manage people around you, you are not just alone writing in the Starbucks on your stuff. There's a great book, The Myth of Multitasking. It's a really great one, and it has a lot of insights and a lot of tips how to deal with multitasking. This exercise we were doing is actually from there. Really go out and then do this exercise with another guys here. Yeah.
So I don't know if anyone else has this problem, but it seems as if all of the distractions that we're talking about are external distractions. And a lot of my distractions are internal distractions of just like start thinking about something else, and then none of these things help, right? I mean,
I've got an idea for this one. Just take a piece of paper next to you, and in the moment you have an idea, something you think about something which does not relate to your project, just write it down. You will not forget it because you wrote it down, and just forget it immediately and go on to your task. It's just the best way, I think, to capture things on the side.
I was thinking about switching costs. Like for me, I mean, the Facebook, those types of switching costs like are really apparent. But for me, with email, so I get like upwards of 300 emails a day, and like what was crazy. I mean, I still haven't figured out a good way to manage it, but there's a switching cost associated with email. Like I get an email from my accountant about something, and then I'll get an email from a board member, and then I'll get an email about some strategy thing, and then I'll get an email about a credit card failure. And like there's a switching cost associated with like, those are all different areas of my brain and different areas of my business. And so the one thing I've done that has helped with email and the switching costs is a lot of those emails I automatically tag. So like all the emails from my accountant or like, you know, my back-end finance stuff, all go to a finance folder, and like all my emails from my board go to a specific folder. All emails from members of my organization go to a specific folder. So when it's time in my day to do finance stuff, I go to the finance folder and go through all those emails instead of just constantly switching and letting email like dictate my life.
Great.
So that's the only thing that's helped. I still haven't figured everything
do you
out.
think it might be just like an issue of a state of mind that like you get 300 emails a day and you have to answer these 300 emails in a week?
I don't.
And like what would happen? What would happen if you literally just, you know, went off email? What would happen?
If I went off email,
Yeah.
then my organization would shut down.
So it's like it's not at all. It's not an issue of a state of mind. It's like an issue of
It's an
either
issue
it
of
happens or it
having-
doesn't happen.
This is, I just wanted to add to Lana that this is how OmniFocus works. This is how according to, and also, excuse me, and also they can provide you an environment where to work on certain tasks. At a computer, I know that when I'm at my MacBook, I do certain things. When I'm in the library, I do certain other things. When I'm here, so, but in theory, it works very well.
Exactly.
I have had similar issues with that because, I mean, it comes from all directions and people want to be the #1 priority. So I've tried to tell people that if it's really important that they should call. You know, and like just because sometimes phone calls are way more effective than email back and forth.
I find emails are seductive because it gives you a false sense of productivity. You feel like you're getting through all your emails, you're responding to people, and then you finish and you've lost hours and you actually haven't done anything meaningful that you need to get done.
Yeah.
So, but it's hard not to do it because then you feel like, oh, you're getting so behind, there's all the stuff you have to respond to, but you're not actually focusing on what's on your priority. So the one thing that does help me when I'm strong enough to do it is not look at emails first thing. focus on whatever the priority is for the day or what's most important that I actually accomplish, or the one or two things, and then go and email. But it's easier said than done, because it's the easiest thing to sit down, have a cup of coffee, go through your email. It's kind of like a ritual for starting the day.
My dovetailing on that is my one tip of wisdom, because I have no wisdom about this, except for the one thing that's helped me, is I find that so many of my emails can be taken care of in a fraction of that time by doing something super provocative, like calling that person. So I actually have reserved time in the morning and the afternoon to just call some people who have emailed me about things that it would literally take 5 times as much time to email a response as it would take 30 seconds to run 3 questions by someone on the phone. And people are it's almost taboo now to call someone without having an appointment, but I encourage you to do it because it has helped me a lot. I'm still overwhelmed and completely unproductive, but that's the one thing. I don't even want to think about what my
back and forth and clarifying.
Yeah, it's so much easier.
Just quickly, my most productive time in life is on an aeroplane where I'm disconnected from Wi-Fi or 3G. So I'm looking forward to flying home 25 hours.
A great tip I heard about is to go out to the internet cafe or just to a coffee shop with your laptop and don't bring your charger with you.
That's fun.
That's scary.
That's scary, exactly. But then you really know that you have a limited time, 2 or 3 hours. It's up to your...
I read lately an article about why time management is such a fail for a lot of people. And one research found that what we should manage is energy, not time. Because in the morning you have much more energy for emails, but afternoon you don't have energy for anything. So what I'm trying myself is now trying to control my energies and to choose things that I know I can do in the morning that needs a lot of self-managing, and afternoon I know I can do nothing, so I save it for phone calls, things that I can do without self-discipline. And you should try it too. It works better than everything else I tried.
That's great. There is a great book of Tony Schwartz, The Power of Full Engagement. It's talking about exactly this thing. Don't manage your time, manage your energy. He goes a lot into the topic of the cycles of the day and how you're feeling and what we started with. But it's actually a great book. I have a few books here. You can just come after we're finished and write down if you like them.
Oh, also with those sorts of books, I've found that doing audiobooks are really effective. Because I do a lot of transporting, going from one place to another via walking, and that's time that would be great for reading, so I just do audiobook.
That's great. I also heard a tip: if you use a VLC player,
yes,
you can speed up the audiobooks up to 200%. And you have to train yourself, and you have to focus a little bit. But sometimes these audiobooks are they just speak so slowly, and you can get the ideas in maybe 150% of the speed.
I just want to say something. I feel about this. When you hear many voices in your head, what kind of energy does it provoke? So
I've got my issues with audiobooks as well, so it's...
There's an old joke of Woody Allen about speed reading course he took, and he read Peace and War in a speed after he was in a speed reading course, and the master asked him, "How is the book?" And he said, "It's something about Russia."
I have to disagree with you on this one. I took a speed reading course as well, and maybe I lost all what we learned then, but after 2 days of full-time just training and speed reading, we had a mission to do. We have to read a book in 45 minutes. It's quite a big one, and to write down the ideas and then to present it to another one who didn't know what it's about, and everyone really managed to do it. So it's not just about reading fast and skipping the lines. It's about smart reading. If this is something which can help you, if you read a lot, in your job or in your private time, invest in this kind of thing. Attend a seminar on speed reading. It's really great. I would just do, we didn't do a lot of things which I planned that we will do. I just want to finish with one simple idea, and that's one everyone wants to be a millionaire, right? But it takes time and billionaire. Okay. So the best thing. I read an article on where it was. I don't remember. Somewhere a life hack, I think. Use the compound how do you say, compound effect on everything you do. Like if you want to be rich, don't think about big things. Just don't spend as much money as you do. Take some money, put it by the side, and the compound effect of investing in everything will, in the long term, work for you. But it's the same thing in managing our bodies, being healthy. Just do small things and they will sum up, and the compound effect will really take you to the long term, to the really great results. Thank you very much. I hope you will take time to this.